Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
That's your money saying it's time for a McDonald's run. Because with new McValue at McDonald's, you get more than you expect. Like buy a 6-piece McNuggets and add a McChicken for just $1. Your money says let's go. Get more than you expect with new McValue. Prices and participation may vary. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing
Basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins, and Bill Flitter.
Coaches, welcome to another episode of Coaching Youth Hoops. I am your host, Coach Bill Flitter, and today I am joined by Coach Charles, who is a coach. He's coaching fifth grade girls out of Iowa. And I wanted to get Coach Charles on the phone because he has a question a lot of our Facebook group members have and other questions that I always get about running the right offense for your team. So, Charles, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for taking the time today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So can you give us a bit of background on the team, maybe where you're coaching, how long you've been coaching, and your general struggle?
Yep. So I'm coaching a fifth grade club team, girls. We've got two teams. We're the B team, so not the best players, but still got some good players sprinkled in there. This is my third year coaching. I've coached with the same club this is my third year now. I've been the assistant coach the past 2 years, and then this year I'm the head coach of the B team. So, trying to research how to coach and kind of came upon your resources kind of through that. Basketball background, I played in high school and I still play today, just pick up games and like to watch. And so, that's kind of the background of myself.
Perfect. And then tell me a bit about what your struggle is with your fifth grade girls.
Just with kind of what offense to run. I came across your materials and it kind of focused a lot on the 5-out, and I really like that. Trying to teach them to read and react, and kind of do their own thing. What I ran into for the first couple games is there's a lot of standing around, and the girls weren't really playing or trying to do much. Like the guards would kind of dribble and put their head down and wouldn't really try to see the court, that type of thing. So I started to wonder if maybe we should try to do more of a continuity type offense where they know where to go and don't have to worry about making a decision. But ultimately, I would like them to be able to, just play, just kind of see what the defense gives them and make a decision if I need to drive or pass a screen and try to, take what the defense gives you. But so far from the games that we've had, we haven't done a whole lot of scoring, not very much winning. I think, we very rarely score over 10 points, but it's getting a little bit better. But I kind of wanted to pose that question if maybe we need to try to structure our offense in a different way.
Yeah, it makes sense. And what defenses are you usually running into, man or zone?
Usually man. A lot of the tournaments that we do not allow zone, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Since we can't really shoot much farther past 10 or 15 feet. So
right. Okay.
There's full court presses that are allowed, and we've only been pressed once or twice.
Yeah. And tell me the makeup of the team you have. Are you big, small for your age group? Ball
Yep. Oh,
handlers, one, two ball handlers, maybe, kind of
yeah.
go through.
We got 8 girls. We've got two that are
Mm-hmm.
taller than average, and they're
Mm-hmm.
probably our best opportunity to score. So I'm trying to figure out how to get them the ball more. We've got
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 guards who can dribble fairly well.
Hmm.
1 or 2 of them better than the other ones, and then 2 others that are more of a 3 or 4 type player. That's kind of hit or miss if they're able to do much.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. And then right now, again, you've experimented with kind of a 5-out, some read and react, sounds like, and just kind of sounds like you're not scoring a lot, so you're looking for scoring opportunities.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I did at the last tournament is I put our 5 at the free throw line just to make it easier to, and I said the first thing that you do is get it to the 5 at the free throw line, do a give and go, or the 5 can do like a pick and roll, just to say this is how you have to start it, just so they do something.
Do something. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
and that's been so far out of the games we played, that's worked the best. But still kind of wanted to talk through some other things that you've
Options.
seen.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because I've coached third through high school, and I never had superstars either. So, I mean, I just had average players, and we try to get them better, of course, along the way. And I was a bit frustrated with the motion offense because there was that ball watching on the weak side, right? I was like, okay, their basketball IQ isn't enough to know what should I do, right? So they weren't taking away the defense. And then read and react got a little bit better, but then some similarities in not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And what I just kind of realized, like, I need something that gets everyone involved. So I want everybody to learn and grow, and right there, like you said, 5th grade girls, so they have potentially a long future in basketball. And you have a mixed bag, right? You have some girls that can dribble, some that can't, some that barely can walk up or run up and down the court, right? So you got this big group of or vast talent level. And I was thinking, well, I've tried a bunch of different things. And one conclusion I made was all the players at this level, in this talent level, they need to know what to do. And I hate set offenses, of course, and I hate plays, right? This is something for them more to remember. And how often are you practicing?
We go twice per week. Once is the whole club, the 2 teams together, trying to do skill work and drills and that type of thing. And then the other is supposed to be a team practice where we can work on plays and things specific to our team.
Yeah.
We've had some problems this fall. We've had just conflicts for whatever reason on our team practice days. We've had less than we'd like to get together.
And how long are each practice?
1 hour.
Oh, wow. So with the skills and the team practice, you got 2 hours every week? Is that
correct?
Yeah, wow. Okay. Yeah, so you're limited on time as well, which doesn't help things. Okay. Okay. So one of the things that I discovered, and I don't know what offense or what in particular you were talking about, but I recently created the blitz motion offense or blitz attack offense because I just couldn't find the right solution for my issue that I had with this mixed bag, not a lot of practice time. The basketball IQ necessarily wasn't there right away. And when I started experimenting, it actually started with kind of I was looking at Zoom, and then I thought, Zoom action with the down screens, and I thought, well, how can we incorporate that into more of a motion continuity type of offense that keeps everybody moving on the offensive side, which then in turn keeps the defense moving. And how can I let my horses run and those that are not so comfortable, they're still in development, still be involved? So one of the things that I came up with was the Blitz Attack, and basically what that is your ball handler dribbles out one side, that person goes sets it down screen. So and it's a 5-out setup, and to start the offense, you put your two best players down in the corners, because they're going to be getting set a down screen from both sides, weak side and strong side. So what happens on the strong side then, once you set those down screen, one of your best players comes up and gets a ball handoff right away. And then what you have on the weak side is you actually just created a triple gap. You basically cleared out the weak side because that person is down setting a down screen. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then once they have that down screen set, they're patient. But what I love about it is if your player can't turn the corner and get to the basket, you just come right back up and get another ball handoff. Okay. And that's where the kind of this continuity, everybody's doing something. And to begin with, they have a very strict pattern. Okay. Then what happens, and let's see if I have something real handy here. I can, at least those people who are watching on video will be able to see this. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Then what you basically have is your horses can go to town, and if they can hit that corner, then they're off to the races and getting scored on, or getting scores. So here, let me see if I can bring this up here. It's just popping up. Okay, so that's how I kind of solved that problem. Honestly, that it took me a while to kind of come to that too, where how do I get everybody involved? How do I let those players that are good, make the reads that they need to? How do I help those players who, are still developing get involved in the action? And I've run this now, it's kind of like 2 years in the making. I've run it from fourth grade on up. I'm actually now, I have a newer team, third and fourth graders that I'm going to be rolling it out to very shortly. And I'm going to share my screen. So again, if you're looking at this live, can you see my screen, Coach?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, if you look in the upper left here, you can kind of see, is that big enough? Let's see if we can get one page.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
There we go.
I can read it fine on my end, but yeah, sure.
Okay, there we go. So kind of phase one is, like I said, you have your ball handler dribbling out the two who then went and set that down screen, and the four comes out of that for the ball handoff. So this is kind of the phase one on the right side, layer one, phase one. Again, you got that down screen on both sides, ball handoff, and then what we're teaching in this case, the 3 and the 5 in this corner, is to be patient, right? It's the only thing they really have to do is to be patient and look what's happening. Because now what do you have? You actually have 4 people down in this corner, which leaves this triple gap a lot of times, okay? And then out of that, you have your roller. So as you were talking about your big, right, this could be a possibility for your big to roll, right? And you have opportunities to score as well. But that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get into the lane and clear out the lane. And if it's not there, as you can see here, you're kicking out and basically starting it all over again.
Right.
So in the case where if one comes out, and depending what side you get the ball, then they just continue back into the pattern. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so it's ball handoff, ball handoff. Now, what we do a lot of times is, especially for the younger teams, I will have them run the ball handoffs on both sides just to get the defense shifting and moving, right? And at max, the girls are taking 3 dribbles from one side to the 3 or 4 dribbles. So they're not putting the ball to the ground a lot, and it's in a good position. It's above the key, right? They're going left to right versus downhill. And I will yell out go. And at that point, because I'll start seeing the defense loosen up. And what I'm teaching them is to make those reads. Like, where is this gap happening, right? And to hit it, right? And again, your more talented players will see it right away and try to get and make a basket. And it'll take some other ones a little bit of time and confidence boosting to get to a spot where they feel comfortable taking that gap and driving in that gap.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because trying to get everybody involved, because a lot of times I'll just, talk about 1 or 2 players do this, and then, got some people on the side wondering what they're supposed to do or just kind of watching.
Right, exactly. And here everyone is involved. And basically, if I boil it down into a nutshell, you're setting 2 down screens and coming off of those down screens to get a ball handoff, right? At the very base level, that's what you're doing, right? And if you want them to roll, they can roll. But and what we do is we roll. You can see like let's see a better picture here. One rolls and or they can go down and set a down screen for 2. So we're, and that really up to how you want to do that. We do a little bit of both. And depending on what phase we're doing, but yeah. And we run it against a zone. I think I have that. I'm sure I have that in here too. We see a lot of 2-3 zone, so it's perfect for that as well.
Yeah, we haven't seen a whole lot of zone yet. But if we do, it'd be nice to have something that's kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it too, is there's a lot of reads. This is what you're seeing here, but let me find the zone stuff. Okay, here we go. So let's start with the 2-3. That's the most common thing that we see is, so in a 2-3, you got your 3 here. This is probably one step ahead though. So 2-3, right? So we go in and the 4 and the 3 set the down screen on the X4 and X5, right? And then you're still coming up off of those ball screens. Okay. Now, what typically happens is, let me see if I have this scenario spelled out for you here. What we typically see is this scenario here where X1 follows 1, get the ball handoff, X2 kind of comes over. That creates this gap right here, and you can see it, right? It kind of creates this gap going on right here. And sometimes when 5's coming up off of that screen, we have them duck in right at the short corner and elbow area, right? Just like you were saying with your 5, that's where you're placing her, but you were using a man, but same scenario there. What we're seeing because of the motion and the ball handoffs is that defense is swinging, especially the top 2 side to side, constantly moving. And the 3 and the 4, especially at the youth level, the X3 and X4, they're not really doing anything when you set those screens. So what that happens is 4 on offense and 3 on offense, they just open up towards the ball, right? So they come and set the screen and then open up, and now X3 and X4 are behind them. And now you have a high-low situation and, a jump shot, a lay-in, whatever. You actually have position in that particular case. So that's helped a lot. One of the things that I always struggle with, right? What did we, I used to teach, how do you beat a zone? Overload one side, fast passes, pass fakes, skip passes, right? All of this stuff. And, that is the right thing to do, but it was such an overload that they didn't do any of it or a little bit of it here and there, right? Well, with this, what I'm finding is it naturally gets into an overload position. It gets the ball swung from side to side. It gets the defense shifting from side to side. And then that's creating the gaps and opportunities, right? So we've run it against a 1-3-1, a 2-3, and 1-2-2. With a 1-2-2, we change it. Just one small tweak we make against a 1-2-2, but it's not dramatic. But we're getting layups off the zones. So we do not have shooters either. So I'll let them shoot it, and they'll make it some of the times, but only if we need it. So I'm really relying on trying to get short jump shots and layups.
Right.
Yeah. And then everything leads back into it as well, meaning the out of bounds plays, the sideline out of bounds play, and the baseline out of bounds plays all lead back into getting set up back into the offense if you don't get an initial basket.
Okay.
And I taught my girls this in an hour. First time they've seen it, it took an hour. And like I said, I don't have basketball IQ, top basketball IQ players. So I'm pretty confident that if you have, just kind of average players, you get the continuity going of the down screens and coming up for the ball handoffs. And then, as I was saying, you look at this here, for example. Now you start layering. Okay, what happens because what teams will start to do is they'll switch on the ball handoffs or as you're coming up right off the screens. So anytime we hear switch, it's an automatic back cut or we open up towards the ball and go to the basket. So this person, the 2, this is another version of this is twist, where when we hear the 3 just goes over the top. Let me show the other one though, what I'm talking about more specifically. And we name everything too. And the reason I do that is it makes it easier for the kids to remember. And if they hear a name, remember to do twist, or remember to do, messy keeper, right? Or in this case, like in a quick timeout, hey, messy, make sure we're doing messy keeper if we can't get the ball handoff. See where I have this in here. But all of these reads then off of it are layers you think about, and it allows your better players to make those read opportunities. Okay. You can refuse the down screen as well. We got, of course, the driving kick. You got the roll read. Let's see, we went through that. I'm trying to find the back door too, if you're getting overplayed. Anytime there's a switch, we have in this case, the 2, when they hear switch, right by the defense, 2 just opens up towards the ball, just like against the 2-3 zone, and they're always wide open for a high-low action, right?
Sure.
Because that defender is behind them now, right?
Right.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.